This defensive scheme on NBA 2K25 needs to be looked at by the developers. I kid you not. I'm going on proving grounds with my teammate and people are leaving me wide open to the point where it's disrespectful. Now, we all know NBA 2K25 is incredibly difficult to green 3 shots in a row. If you've ever greened 3 shots in a row on NBA 2K25, you are forever in debt to them because that is so rare, at least in my opinion, that it just makes no sense to guard people on the perimeter because eventually they will miss. And this is what this guy's defensive scheme was against me. He was at first he was guarding me in between the 3-point line and the paint, but then he realized that, you know what, I'm gonna have to miss eventually. So he started backing up all the way into the paint and guarding me like Ben Simmons. Mind you, I do not have the same shooting ability as Ben Simmons on this build. I have an 80 open shot 3 and it maxes out to an 86. I have to wait for my cap breakers in order to get it to an 86, but at the start of the game, I felt like I was greening way more consistently than I am now. And I don't know what really happened. I woke up one day and my main jump shot broke, so I went to my backup jump shot. By the way, if you guys want to know the top 3 jump shot for stretch bigs, I'll link them down below in the description. So I ended up using the second jump shot in that video because I actually use the stuff that I make videos on. And it was good at the start, and then after a while, people just started leaving me open for whatever reason, and I don't know why. This guy was the most serial offender. He was literally guarding me like Ben Simmons, or even how teams would guard Draymond Green the last couple years on Golden State. It was just crazy to me, and this is proving grounds. I just don't feel like you should be getting away with that sort of defensive scheme in a ranked game mode on NBA 2K25. Mind you, I am getting to the rim pretty easily. I'm putting pressure on the rim, so maybe, you know, he read the scouting report, or he's like, you know what, this guy doesn't really want to shoot. Let me gap him a little bit. I understand that, but I really don't understand leaving me open for the rest of the game. I mean, I'm not no scrub. I could time a jump shot, and that brings me into my next point. Shooting is RNG on 2K25. If you guys didn't know, this is confirmed by multiple developers, multiple game testers, NBA 2K Labs. You know, a bunch of people have confirmed shooting is RNG, and Mike Wang always tries to denounce the fact that shooting is RNG and there's a pure green window. He always tries to denounce the fact that shooting is RNG on NBA 2K25, and he knows the truth. And I don't understand why he keeps trying to denounce the fact that people are timing their jump shots correctly every single time, and sometimes it'll say slightly late, sometimes it'll say slightly early. There's no way you're greening 3 shots in a row. Like I said, if you have 3 shots in a row on NBA 2K25, you are in debt to them. I promise you, you need to like kiss the ground that Mike Wang walks on, because that is just so rare. You guys are seeing in the background, we're slapping these guys, right? We are slapping these guys, and then I adopted the same defensive scheme that he was using against me, and I'm like, you know what, you're gonna have to show me that you know your jump shot. I mean, I've been playing 2K since 2K16. I know how to time a jump shot, especially with the new introduction of turning your shot meter off, which, by the way, back in, I guess, 2K12 or 2K10, you know, all those other older 2Ks that didn't really have an online mode, there was no such thing as a shot meter. It was no shot meter back then. And as you guys can see, I'm bricking wide open shots. I have a 94 mid-range. I'm missing a mid-range that's wide open. He's standing in the paint. I have shifty shooter on gold. I have set shot specialist on Hall of Fame. There should be no reason why I'm missing. Not to mention, I do have my hot spots. It's crazy to me how you could sit in the paint and be rewarded in this game, because eventually your matchup will miss, and it just needs to be reworked. At the start of the game, I was perfectly fine with leaving the shooting. I remember a bunch of YouTubers were like, shooting needs a patch, shooting needs a patch, and they do it every year, and it ends up ruining the cycle or pacing of the game, because the first two hours of the game, the first 2 hours of the release of NBA 2Ks, people don't even learn their jump shots. They just expect to grind up their badges, get their attributes up, no hotspots, and expect to go shoot on the game like they were shooting previously on NBA 2K24, and then they ask for a patch, and usually Mike Wang listens. This year he didn't really listen, to my knowledge. There you go, he leaves me open again in the background, and it's like I brick wide open. But anyway, Mike Wang usually patches it very early into the game cycle, and it ends up ruining the quote-unquote skill gap that these YouTubers and streamers crave so much. But I guess he's not touching it as much this year. I'm gonna flip-flop. I feel like he needs to touch it. There should be no reason why I'm leaving people open, and people are leaving me open, and that's the best defensive scheme on NBA 2K25. Literally, the best defensive scheme on NBA 2K25 is to not play defense, and it's just disheartening. It's disrespectful to the game of basketball. It's just not even real basketball. I mean, me and my friends kind of figured out an algorithm of how to like kind of beat the system of not being left open and being penalized for it, but it's just like I'm catching and shooting wide open. It's brick. There's no more catch and shoot badge in the game. Everything is under set shot specialist, and I feel like sometimes it doesn't even activate unless you're standing, like how Claymore used to work. Claymore, you would need to be standing for at least about 3 to 5 seconds before you would launch the ball. I feel like that's how set shot specialist works when it comes to a catch and shoot shot. But you guys are seeing in the background, like we were up like at least 18-5 on them, and here they are coming back. You know what I mean? It's like all thanks to this defensive scheme where he's just not guarding me, and it's not real basketball. We ended up winning the game, but I was so frustrated in this gameplay. The live commentary was absolutely mad. Like look at my shooting percentage. Like I don't even know what to say. Like the guy was standing in the paint guarding me like Ben Simmons, and it was working. That is not basketball. I have an 80 open shot 3. I made a stretch big for a reason. Let me punish people who want to play defense like that, Mike Wang, please. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 100 subscribers. Like I said, my jump shot video is linked down below in the description, so check it out if you guys want a jump shot for 6'10" players and above. So basically stretch bigs, and drop a like on the video as well. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you made it this far into the video, drop your rep level in the comment section below. I'm a starter 1. I'm curious to know where everybody else is at.